Hi guys, welcome back to the Makeup Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Shelby Henry, and on today's episode, we are going to have Kyla Stuart, one of my favorite people. In this episode, we are going to be talking about some sensitive topics, so just keep that in mind, and I hope you absolutely love the episode. So the whole point of, not the whole point, but a partial reason, like why I want to, have people on, the podcast and stuff is because I want clients and I want people who watch this and listen to this to see, who we are behind the artist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want people to understand that, I feel like when you have somewhat of like a larger following on Instagram or just an Instagram, in general, I feel like it's really important for people to see who we are and how we got here, behind the Instagram face that everyone sees.
Oh, totally.
So I'm excited to have Kyla on.
Yay.
Kyla Stuart is phenomenal. She is a makeup artist. We are a makeup artist in the San Diego community, and I'm so excited to have you on because I feel like your story is really important, and I feel like, well, it is. I feel like it's very important, and I feel like it's something that people need to know about, and it's not something just to be like glossed over at all. And I'm excited because I don't actually even fully know, your whole story and everything like that. So I want you to share as much as you feel comfortable sharing with all of us, and just kind of give us like an insight into how you became the person that you are, because you are such like a phenomenal makeup artist and an even better person.
Aww.
So, I mean, you really are.
Thank you.
You are.
I appreciate it.
So I'm excited to know how you got here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where do I begin?
Tell us. So
From the
I
day
guess
I was born.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to start that far. But I think it's important, and I think you should tell people everything that because people don't know.
Yeah. So okay, we'll start with, obviously, I'm different.
A little, but that's
Just
okay.
a little. No pun intended, because literally I'm little.
Which people might not know.
Yeah. So I am considered a little person.
Okay.
I think it's under 4'11".
Okay.
You're considered a little person.
Okay.
And I'm a grand old 4'2".
You are?
Yeah, we passed the 3-foot girl.
Well, there you go.
God.
Okay.
Yeah. So just obviously state that fact.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a syndrome that's called multiple pterygium syndrome.
Oh my God.
Don't ask me what that is, how to spell it. Could not tell you.
Okay.
I always say, ask my mom.
Well, because you were born with this,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So just a little backstory, like quick little tidbit coming out of the
Tell
womb.
us.
Yeah. My mom, they were told her that I was different, and like they gave her like every single worst story that they could like say and share. And so she knew that was happening. And then I came out, and it wasn't not necessarily as bad as they thought, but they were like, she's not going to talk, she's not going to speak, she can't breathe, she won't be able to walk, like all this. So like that was like an expectation. And then obviously like I was different, but it wasn't to the worst extent of what they had said. And with my syndrome, it's actually very rare. I had my first surgery at, I believe 5. I think it was 5.
Do you remember any of it?
No. Okay. To be honest, and I'm gonna like bounce around with my stories.
No, that's okay.
Because I get triggered with like a different story, and I'm like, oh, let me share that real quick.
Yeah.
So I'll probably hop around.
Hop around. You're allowed.
I only really remember the last surgery I had because it was very traumatic.
How old were you?
13.
Oh my God. Okay, so it was a long time. It was
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to have surgeries every summer, and so I hated summer because it meant surgery time.
Yeah.
And now, which results in me never going to the doctor. It's so bad. Sorry, Mom. I know you yell at me all the time, but it's like now, like
Yeah.
a thing I don't like.
Well, yeah.
But I had my first surgery at 5, and they really didn't know anything. And my mom was the one that actually
terrifying.
found and did research. Yeah. She had a friend that I believe worked or went to school at UCSD, and she was able to get a pass to go to the library, and she did all the research and showed my doctor. And so they call me a miracle because they pretty much kind of winged it, I guess you could say.
Oh my God. Okay. Terrifying.
Yeah, love that. So, yeah, that's just like a little backstory of kind of just like me and a little, how I came about essentially. But yeah, it was, it was a great life, but a sad life in a way. Like, I always am the type that's like super, super, super thankful for my parents, especially my mom, because she raised me to not feel bad for myself.
Not pity yourself.
Oh, yeah. Like, to the point where like
you're all damn.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
give me a little break.
I'm like, damn, I can't reach that cracker. I'm sorry. Can you just help me? She's like, get your own stool. So I'm grateful because when it came to like working, I like the biggest role when I came into my job, like I worked at Sephora for 7 years, is I was like, I can reach it and I can do it myself. I'll let you know when I need help. Don't come and help me. Because I don't like that. Like, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to pity myself.
That's one of my favorite things about you, though, is that you are kind of like I don't know, like not necessarily like a no nonsense type of person, but you're a person that's like, I can do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can do anything that you can do.
Yeah.
It might just take me a few minutes in a stool,
but
I can
3-step ladder.
But yes.
But I could do it.
I think that's great, though, that your mom did that for you.
Oh yeah, she definitely like made me a person that wasn't like poor me, and I'm like very grateful for that because I feel like, it's important to kind of stand your own ground and being different. Like, I'm grateful also too, like now the way of the world, like everyone is different.
Yeah.
So it's like it's better now, to be honest, than how it was years ago. Years ago was harder because it was not as like. I mean, obviously there was different people, but I feel like now there's just so much more, even with race, but then also like disabilities, and there's just so much more. So it's like it's honestly easier now, and I don't even like think about it now than when it was when I was younger. It was harder when I was younger because it was like the first time people were ever seeing someone different. So it was like,
and kids are so.
Oh, yeah.
Cruel.
Middle school was probably the worst, which I feel like everyone goes through. Like, middle school is the worst. Middle school is the worst.
Yeah.
Worst. Also, because my last surgery was during middle school. And they ended up doing it during Christmas and not summer.
So it made you hate Christmas probably that year?
Not really. It just made me hate, like, school. Because I had to, like, go to I had to go to school in a wheelchair. Yeah. So it was just like, it wasn't fun, but you really like truly, you start to see people in a different light.
Yeah.
And it definitely like made me respect the people that I have around me, because it's like.
Absolutely.
I really saw the true colors of people at that point,
Yeah. That's why you're more, picky and choosy.
Oh, 100%.
On who you spend time with and who you kind of allow into your life, which is honestly why I'm so grateful that you're allowing me to ask you about all this, because I know, it's personal and it's hard to talk about, but I think it's important for like your clients and people in general, I think, to know. Yep. You know what I mean? And
when I'm the type that I want to inspire people like me, because I think growing up, like I was terrified because I was like, what am I going to do? Like I am a handicapped person, and all around me, all my friends are like doing this, doing that, and it's like sometimes there were certain things that I couldn't do, and so it's one of those things that I grew up kind of like, okay, and then makeup was like always a thing for me, and I always loved it. And
you did theater.
Yeah, I grew up doing musical theater from age 7 to 18, which bless my mother for that, because if anything, that may be the monster I am today. I'm a dramatic
You're
queen.
theatrical? No.
Oh, God.
I don't see it at all.
Whip out a song. I'm going to dance.
That's what I'm going to get you to stand on this coffee
Perfect.
table.
I might break
and
it.
dance.
Actually, no,
no,
I might.
you wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. This shit's sturdy, okay?
So, you know, I grew up doing theater, so I always played with makeup. And so it was like something that, for me, it wasn't even like, oh, I did it because it made me feel pretty.
Yeah.
I did it because it was such a fun art form.
Yeah.
And then I was that girl that did everyone in high school for prom and homecoming. I was that girl, you know, little $15. I'll do your makeup.
That's amazing.
I know.
Well, and just how you went from, you know, being, you know, someone who struggled with, you know, a disability to where you are now. Mm-hmm. I just think I think it's really inspiring for a lot of people. I really do. Listen here, you already know how much you inspire me, but just so you all know, like you just really make me feel like I can do anything. Because I look at you and I'm like, you are just so, I mean, honestly, like, I mean this with all the love and everything, but like, you have so much going against you. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, just the fact that like, you're handicapped, you're a Black, and lesbian. Yep. Like, do you know what I mean?
I hit every category.
Yeah, well, yes.
I'm a walking flag of any color.
Well, and I think that's what is like so inspiring to me is the fact that like you do technically like have all this going against you. Yeah. And the fact that like you don't let it stop you, I think is like I think it's the coolest thing ever. Honestly, I really do. Like I have so much respect for you in that sense. And that's why I'm so excited to get to like talk to you about this, because I feel like, you know, it's really important for people to see that, you know, just because you're different, like there is, you know, somebody out there for you. Oh, like 100%. There's a makeup artist out there for you. Yep. You know what I mean?
100%.
And like talking about that specifically, like I feel like leads us into the diversity portion of all this, because I know that's super important to you too.
I love this topic.
Why do you love this topic so much?
Because it's important. I mean, I think that when we talk about, you know, diversity and makeup artists, that shouldn't even be a topic, because as an artist, you should be able to do everything and anything. Granted, you know, if you're not comfortable, that's okay, but like at least learn and know.
Yes.
Like that's where it starts.
Well, it really does. And I do feel like I feel bad.
Yeah.
Because you probably get it too. I get emails all the time that, you know, it'll be a bride and she'll say, you know, I have X, Y, and Z bridesmaids. And then they always say, but just to let you know, one of them is Black. And are you comfortable doing that? Yep. Or I'm a Black bride and are you comfortable doing my makeup? It's like,
it's sad.
No, I feel like no one understands. I certainly don't understand. I'm trying to understand and, you know, at least like, you know, I'm just trying to like see things from a different perspective.
Well, yeah, no person should have to like explain the color of their skin. It's like us as makeup artists, obviously we have to carry every shade because we don't know what we're going to get. Yeah. You know, so it's like, I'm not going to ask. I'm going to walk into a room and be prepared and ready.
And have everything.
And the fact that a bride feels like she has to express, or even sometimes like I get quite often like, you know, Black brides, which jumping back to what you said about when we get emails and they're like, oh, I'm Black, my bridesmaids are Black, like, are you comfortable with that? It like, I get a little, not defensive, but I get a little like, like
mad.
Yeah, like, because I'm like, you shouldn't have to say that. Like, go to my page, you're going to see every single color, race, no matter what it is on my page. And that's like, to me, what's important. Like, I'm not trying to have a page and have someone feel uncomfortable or feel like they don't see themselves. Yeah. And so when I get an email that I'm like, oh, damn, like, you don't feel comfortable enough to like just inquire
and not say anything,
which I totally understand and I respect because they've probably been
had bad experiences. Yes. I think that's one of my biggest fears, I think, is like, and that's why I want to learn so much and I want to be more prepared and like, and I really am prepared. I have literally everything in my kit, but I want to know how to utilize everything correctly so that, you know, anyone with, you know, tan to deep skin, And even like Asian clients, I want everyone to just feel extremely comfortable and know that they're in good hands and not feel like they have to look at the mirror or be scared.
Yeah. Well, and with like obviously different, okay, let's just categorize white people.
Okay.
Everyone's different, right?
Oh,
Eye shapes are different, skin types are different. You have to utilize and change your like ways of doing makeup.
Yes, your technique based on each person,
right? Well, that's the same with anyone that's of color.
It's no different.
Of race. It's no different. So it's like doing someone that's black, you kind of have to, change that technique and use different products or do something different that you normally don't do on a, let's say, white person.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that's okay. That's the whole point of like being an artist.
Yes. You're supposed to be able to do everyone. And if you're not comfortable, like I'm going to be super transparent. I've obviously done, people of color many times before, but I never felt overly 100% confident. Yeah. And so what I did is I made sure that, look, I'm not very comfortable with this. So I hired Kyla and I said, Kyla, can you teach me how to do this? And we did a lesson together on Whitney, who is the most beautiful chocolate queen I've ever seen in my entire life. But I learned so much. You even learned a lot too, because Whitney taught us a lot.
Well, it was great because, and this is now like going to be talk for like makeup artists. So Whitney does makeup. And so it was great because from like viewing her Instagram, like this girl doesn't play when she does her face. Now, when you do an average, everyday black woman, obviously they get a little scared with makeup, right?
Yes.
They get a little terrified if you're going to whip out a little bit of a lighter shade. We know in the end how it's going to look. They don't know how it's going to look.
Yes.
So with Whitney, she had expressed that she used almost like your shade concealer.
It was very light.
It was so light. And I like was so excited because I was like, I've always wanted to try it because I've seen other black artists use it.
Yeah.
And do that.
And it seems kind of scary in the moment.
It was definitely a little terrifying.
I don't want to make you gray.
Yeah, exactly. But you just need to know your undertones.
Exactly.
And so we did that on Whitney and it literally was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced.
You have to go on our Instagram page. We both posted it. We were both so proud. How we do lessons is Kyla did one side of Whitney's face and then I did the other side. And we tried to pretty much match it to the same and that's a great way to learn.
Oh, I love it. Because it's like, I feel like people are visual and hands-on. Like,
yes.
I think there's only so much you can learn by just watching, but it's so different doing it. So,
and having someone there to tell you
100%.
like, no, Shelby, don't hold your brush like this. Hold it another way. Or no, you don't want to use this shade. Use something a little darker.
Totally.
You taught me actually about a blush, my favorite blush, Minted. Oh my God.
Black owned.
Yeah. Oh my God. First of all, this blush is phenomenal, but it's just like products that I would have never known about, never known to use if you didn't teach me that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most people think that they could just use their hot pink blush on every skin tone.
You cannot use Dior Pink 001 on.
Please do not.
On someone like,
someone deep.
Yeah.
You absolutely cannot.
It's going to turn real gray real fast.
100%.
If you don't believe me, give it a try. Not on a paying client though. Don't do that.
Let's just do it for fun. Thank you.
But I think it's really important, like how I didn't feel 100% confident. I think it's really important that you take those steps, which is what I also want to talk about. How, like, I'm going to whip out my phone.
Do it.
Because I had a question. Okay, steps you can do to educate yourself on, which I know we touched on it just a little bit, but steps you can do to kind of like educate yourself and, put yourself out there and have everybody feel very welcomed on your page. Well, like what? So other than like, I mean, obviously taking classes and taking lessons from people is really, really important.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we can all do.
100%. You can always learn.
You can always learn. And if you're not able to like take a class with somebody, watch YouTube, right? Yeah. Look up artists on Instagram that, I actually follow so many Black makeup artists because I love when they post tutorials. But there is this makeup artist that I follow and she is in Georgia and she is so good. She is so good. And her and I talk all the time on Instagram.
Oh, I love.
She's phenomenal. And anytime she posts anything, I just tell her that, well, one, she's amazing. But I love watching her videos because I learned so much.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really important.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, 100%. Don't be afraid to like reach out. Don't be afraid to look and like
Ask questions. Yes.
but like research it. Like,
yes.
I remember too, growing up, like I'm half Black, and growing up, I like was comfortable with always doing like Black people's makeup. It was never a scary thing for me, but like obviously it is different. It's different than like you doing your makeup and me doing my makeup, because obviously melanin skin is very different and very like not the same skin tone all the time. It could be like 3 different tones of darkness. They can have shadowing around the mouth. You have to correct. Like there's just so much more with melanin skin that like a lot of people don't realize.
Did you ever feel intimidated ever?
Yes, and probably yes. I think there's probably moments where I'm like, ooh, okay. Like I think it's not necessarily maybe intimidation, but I think like I just want to make sure that like
you want to prove to them.
Yeah, like I want to make sure that they have a really good experience, because I feel like any person sits in the chair who's like any type of race darker than a white person, they're scared.
Yeah.
And it's like I just want to make sure that they leave, and like when you hand them that mirror, that they're like, oh,
they're like surprised that it looks so good.
Yes. Yeah. Like I want to shock them, because it's like I want to give them like good experience that they didn't have for high school prom. You know? I feel like that's all everyone's nightmare is every Black girl went to Sephora Mac, got their makeup done, and it was white. And it's like, it's just, yes. And so, you know, I just want like people to feel happy and comfortable and like have that good experience and not be afraid to like reach out to any makeup artist. And they don't have to go to, and this is like now speaking to the clients, like you don't have to go to a Black artist. Now, if you're comfortable with that, like I get it and I understand it, but there's so much more talent.
Especially now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really important for a lot of people now. I feel like it's a conversation now.
Totally.
It's a conversation, it's a topic now that I feel like wasn't necessarily discussed even like a few years ago. And then now you have big artists like, oh my God, well, I mean, the Queen, Pat McGrath. But also like Danessa Myricks. I love her so much. If you're a client and you're not sure who Pat McGrath or Danessa Myricks are, they are 2 very strong, amazingly talented Black women, and they own their own companies and they have the most phenomenal makeup. But those are some people that you can look up to that totally. It's like, wow, now we're a part. Yeah. You know, they feel a part of everything.
100%. It's so important. And I think too, like as an artist, you know, like we were kind of going back on what we were saying about, you know, doing your research and like figuring out, like just practice too. Like it doesn't hurt to try it and like fail.
Okay. Yeah. So I am tomorrow doing, yes, I showed you her picture. Yes. I'm doing, I do one-on-one lessons, just to give you a little thing. I do one-on-one lessons and I always post that I need models. Well, she reached out and asked me if she could be my model. Unfortunately, I had already filled the slot when she reached out, but I asked her, I said, could I just do your makeup for fun? And I told her, I said, I kind of want to like practice and get better, you know, on a deeper complexion. And so I made sure to do it kind of in my downtime, especially my time where I feel like, you know, this is a great pivotal time to really learn. So she's coming in tomorrow to the studio. I have my own studio. She's coming in tomorrow to the studio and I'm going to do her makeup. I'm so excited. I kind of wish you were there.
I know.
That's 11 a.m.
Damn, I have a wedding.
Dang it. I'll send you pictures.
Okay.
We've done a lesson, so I know I'm going to do great.
Oh, you're going to kill it.
I know.
And like, let me just give you a little shout out because I feel like.
Stop it.
No. You've praised me enough. Time to praise you. It's not every day that like you have someone that is like so passionate about like wanting to learn it, and it like melts my heart. And I remember when you reached out to wanting to do that one-on-one, I was like, oh my God, yes, like I love this because it's like it just shows who you are and like wanting to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, and that's important. It is, and it's just so great to like see you even like wanting to practice still, even though like you know what you're doing, but like you're still wanting to perfect your craft, and that's like important. And I love that.
Thank you. Well, I want to, and I know you do too, we both want to inspire people to constantly learn and educate yourself and inform yourself on any and everything that maybe you feel like you're not 100% at.
Yeah.
Which, just to let you know, we're never 100%.
Nope.
First of all, I think Kyla is one of the, just let me say it. I think Kyla is one of the best makeup artists, period. Like, no, nothing after that. I do. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
But even you feel like you could like learn and like,
100%.
you know, and so I feel like you and I are here to inspire people to just not give up.
Yeah.
And to know that, you know what, if you're not comfortable with something, then you need to push yourself and you need to become uncomfortable so you can become comfortable.
Totally. Humble yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like educate yourself.
Yeah. I think
it's like, it's okay to know that you're amazing. And it's like, yes, me and Shelby, like, I feel like we're really great at what we do. And we're like doing great at it.
Yeah.
But like we both know and we both still play. Like we literally both still do makeup for free just
for
to
fun.
Play. Yeah.
I know.
Like it's not, it doesn't have to be so serious. And like this job can be fun, but then it also could be like life-changing too.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like for me, obviously I'm as white as it gets, okay? Your girl is 78% Irish, okay? Here we are. I don't know what the other, 12%? No, 22%? I do makeup, not math. Anyways.
30.
Something like that.
Oh, no, 28.
It's, 28. There we go.
Yeah. Thanks. Oh my God, I'm smart.
Okay, 28%. So I feel like me being, you know, just with not a lot of flavor, I feel like it's really important for me to not just have people who look like me on my page. Ugh. And I am trying so hard, and that's why I, you know, like try to reach out and do different types of people. And that's, I think, one thing that I really want to push myself in for next year.
Yeah.
Because if you look at my page, listen here, I have a lot of white people, and there's a lot of blonde white people, which, you know what? I'm blonde, I'm white. And brown. Okay, got a little brown here. But, you know, it's great and it's fun. And I love you all. I really do.
Yeah.
But it's really important for me that, like you said, when someone sees my page, that they feel welcomed as well. So I think that's a big thing.
You want to know like a little secret? Sometimes when I have like multiple, like you look at your Instagram page and I have like 3 or like 4 white blonde people in a row. Like Shelby said, I love you all and I love every single client. But sometimes I'm like, no,
I need a little flavor in here.
I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God, that's not like, I want to open my page and like you see everything. And it's like, yeah, sometimes.
Well, you do. Well, and that's one thing that I think, you know, really inspires me. And, you know, just kind of talking about steps, things we can do to inspire others.
Yep.
And I think talking about it, one, is huge. I hope when you guys listen to this that you feel, you know, like maybe one, you kind of check yourself a little bit and think, oh, you know what? I don't feel as comfortable with somebody who, you know, maybe doesn't look like me. So I'm going to take those necessary steps to improve my craft and be better. And then 2, I hope that, you know what, if you are an artist that, you know, is phenomenal in all different types and styles and everything like that, you know, I love tutorials. You've been posting a lot of tutorials lately.
I'm trying.
You're doing fantastic.
Thanks.
But I think that's really important, especially when you have different types of people, that you try to keep that content going because it really does inspire all of us.
And can I say something too real quick?
Yeah.
I feel like it's really important to like know, because I feel like I've gotten this, like, people have said this in my DMs of, you know, they feel like.
Say it.
I'm like, how do I word this
No,
right?
there's no PC. We're very authentic here.
Yeah, seriously. That like only Black people look for Black people artists. And I like hate that.
Yeah. Why do you hate that?
Because it's not true. I don't feel like, not fully. And there may be some people out there that like truly only want to support Black people, which please do it. They need that recognition and they need that love because they don't get it enough. But it's like, that's not also always the case. So don't like put yourself in this bubble because you're like, well, no, they don't want me. That's not true.
Well,
they're looking for art and like great makeup, not the color of your skin always. I don't want to say that that's fully 100% true, but you know, you can't like, I don't love that. And I've had that a couple times. Like people say that because I'm very vocal on my Instagram about like everyone should be able to do everything. And you're not a full true artist if you can't do everything.
Drop the mic.
That might give me some backlash. I don't care. But I'm very vocal about that on my Instagram. And I just have had people like come back and say that. And that they're like, well, they don't want us. That's not, I like, it makes me laugh.
Well, they might not want you because you don't have anything. Exactly.
Like,
there's nothing for them to want.
Yeah.
Because how could they want something that doesn't represent them?
And it's okay to be uncomfortable and like express that.
Yeah.
Or like reach out, like we were saying, to another artist that like maybe is comfortable, be like, hey, I have questions. Like I really want to like make sure that I understand this right. Like it's okay.
I love that. I think that this is going to be a new beginning for a lot of people. It's going to be a new beginning for me, especially. I'm going to keep on my train of, you know, really trying to push myself and to continue to play. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, talking to me about things that are kind of uncomfortable and a little, you know, not always fun to talk about. And I think
love a good uncomfy conversation.
Absolutely. This is the year of uncomfortability.
100%.
And I'm excited to be uncomfortable with you.
That's why we're on the floor.
You know what? This has been
uncomfy for me.
This has been the most comfortable. Honestly, I feel better on the floor than I do sitting on the couch. So this might be a new thing.
I love that I started that.
Kyla, I love you so much, and thank you. Be sure to tell everybody where they can find you. Give them your Instagram. Yeah. I think you're on TikTok, right? I know. Okay.
Let's just stick with the Instagram.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
I'm trying. It's Kyla Stuart, Kyla, not Kayla, Kyla Stuart, STUART _makeup.
Okay, everybody, if you go on Instagram, make sure you follow Kyla, and you can honestly see our journey, and you can watch my journey as I discover myself into being a new,
I love it,
diverse makeup artist.
Yeah, let's end this on like, it's a new year, it's a new you, like challenge yourself and like have fun. This doesn't need to be serious.
Well, there we go.
I mean, it does, but like it doesn't.
Well, there we go.
Play around.
Exactly.
Yay.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you, Kyla, so much. I appreciate you so much.